Hello, my name is Lauren, and this is my Know by Year. I really hope you have coffee, tea, some sort of beverage, because this one's going to be a bit of a doozy. Okay, so what we're doing today is something I've been putting off for a long time. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really in the mood to film. So if I seem a little out of it, if I seem a little down, it's probably why. I'm behind in filming. I have a cruise coming up soon. I had this plan to get ahead in filming, and that didn't happen because my dad ended up being sick and he had to go to the hospital a couple of times. So life happens, but we're here now. I made myself do this. Also, I'm not looking forward to putting all of this stuff back, but we're doing it anyway. So, what are we doing today? A thing that it's a series that I'm honestly getting tired of. You're probably getting tired of it too. At least I'm joined by 3 cats today, so you'll get to see all 3 of them. And it's more of the Reckoning series. This one is eyeshadows. I'm going to call this eye products. So we're going to call this eye products part 1 because there is going to be a part 2. Part 2 should be next, so stay tuned. This is eyeshadow. So the theme for today, it's going to be palettes. If I have any, like I have some eye toppers, they're duos. I'm just going to consider that a palette. It is individual eyeshadows, which in theory I don't have many, but actually I do. And like liquid cream eyeshadow products. If it comes in a stick, if it's a cream eyeshadow in a stick, that'll be the next one. Mascara, eyeliner, again, next one. So if it's in a stick form, it's not today. Let's give you an overview. We're going to start off with the kitties. Effie, she's the youngest. Mr. Gray. Pippa, as always. She's guarding my liquids. So this is what we're working with. Now, I have decluttered. I have decluttered several times. And not all of this is stuff that I wear. In fact, most of this is stuff that I don't wear. So let's just get into it, shall we? When it comes to thinking about decluttering, there's some stuff that's here that I know that I want to keep. And there's some stuff that's here that I honestly don't know what they even look like. These 2 are the 2 Gucci eyeshadow palettes. I do want to keep both of those. This, I think I want to keep. I honestly don't know. These are similar. These are good to travel with, although if I'm honest, when I travel, I really don't wear eyeshadow that much. I'm really having a hard time opening this with one hand. I used to wear eyeshadow a lot, and I bought these. I bought these not that long ago, rebought, because I had this at one point in time, and I had used a lot of this up, thinking that I would want to use it. That was back when my hair was a mousy brown. Now that I am a vivid ginger, it doesn't really look so great. This one does. It looks better. But again, it's not really warm. It's pink. And though Unlucky, Sin, and Bad Habit, and even Boring, like those are great, I just don't really do pink. And this is cool toned. This just came not too long ago when I had placed my final order. These are green. And I've heard really good things about these. I haven't even tested them, as you can see. This is a mini version of that. So I'm trying to decide if I want to keep the full or if I want to keep the mini. All of these shades that are in this mini are, I believe, in that palette. And this star palette is so old, it doesn't even have the spots in the back to pop the shadows out. So here's what mine looks like, and I love this. It has warm, it has cool, it has duochrome, it has lots of glitter. As you can see, I have used it. Like, it is a bit messy. I just haven't used it all that much. So looking at this excites me so much. I love this eyeshadow palette. Part of the problem is that looking at all of these, or most of these, excite me, which is why I have them. In practicality, do I wear them? No, I don't. This one. I got this one since I dyed my hair, I believe, because again, I thought I wanted to get back into eyeshadow and being more playful with my looks. And this is really warm toned. This would look great. It looks a little different on camera than it does in real life. This would look great with my current hair color, especially Kava. Oh, Kava looks amazing. Fizzy I have used. Aura I've used. I've had this in one of my drawers for so long, I forgot what it even looks like. The Retro Glam is another one. Definitely more cool toned, but it's green with some like pink and like purpley, but it's green. I have green eyes. This looks great with red hair. Do I wear it? No. And here's another. This is just the Glam palette. I believe she's got a version of this, like the nude palette or something. This one is just a more cool toned. So this may end up being one that I will probably declutter. I love cats. Obviously. I love cats. Do I need to own a cat-themed eyeshadow palette to prove that I love cats? No. Did I buy it partially because... Hello again. Did I buy it partially because it has a cat on the front? Yes. Have I worn this? Actually, I have. You would never know it by looking at this, but I have worn it. We've got the two Patrick Ta's. I bought these again. These were like panic buys. They're amazing. For toppers, absolutely amazing. And I have really been into, for whatever reason, silver. So those are fantastic. The Tartlet Roasted, that is my original Tartlet Roasted palette. That is old. It is gross inside. Love it. Very warm toned. Tartlet in Bloom, I'm going to have to look at that. It may not look as good. I may have to do some eye looks with these and determine what I want to keep and what I don't. Pat McGrath is tough, y'all. Pat McGrath. The special shades in some of these are so good. They're so good. The Naked palette was like the eyeshadow palette that got me into makeup, really, once I started getting back into it again. I was so upset when they discontinued it, and when it came back, I bought it. I've barely worn it. That is just a collector piece. I have a lot of the Game of Thrones Urban Decay makeup, and I'm just hanging on to it. I'm just a big Game of Thrones fan. Okay, and then this is another, this is an ancient Chanel quad. I have worn this so much, and you can barely tell. I don't know how, maybe it's because they're baked, but those things like never seem to go away. Now we're gonna get into the single stuff. Technically, this big round one is a highlighter. That's from Cliona. Both of those are from Cliona. So there's two singles. Let's do these. These are going to be easier. For a no makeup day where I just want to even out the skin tone on my lid, this is perfect. I have bought this so many times. I absolutely love this. From Merit, I have worn this one. I've worn this one once or twice. It's a little too cool toned, I believe, right now. Vachetta 2 Social, again, more cool toned, I believe. Glacé. This is one that I keep in my everyday. I love that one. That's absolutely not going anywhere. And Mid-Century. When I had my other hair color, I loved these. So we have 5 of these left. I had every color. I had the green, I had the blue, I had brown. I've already decluttered some of those. You can tell I've had these for a while. Marc Jacobs. Does anybody remember Marc Jacobs makeup? I had heard rumors. I thought they were coming back. And it doesn't look like they are, but who knows. So I've got that. And I have worn both of these fairly recently. Chantecaille. These were both, especially I think this cheetah one, were both inspired by Hannah Louise Poston, who raves about one of them. I don't remember if it was this one. It might have been the elephant. Yeah, I think she raved, and I have worn this. You can barely tell because you can still see the design on the top. I have worn this. I think this is the one that she like was obsessed with. These I love. This is Virgin. So this is in the original Naked palette. They started selling it on its own. Why did I buy it? I have no idea. These two I love, especially this one, Midnight Cowboy. This was my favorite, or sorry, Space Cowboy. This was my favorite topper. And between this and Patrick Ta, it is tough, y'all. It is tough. This one actually gives more of a base, like a color base than those two. But and then we've got Solstice, a duochrome, sort of purple brown into green. Or maybe it's like a burgundy. These are technically eyeliners, but they are liquid. They are actual liquid. So I love them both. And this is, again, Space Cowboy. It's just a liner. And this one, I tend to wear these when I go to concerts, and I've gotten comments on both of these. I'll wear just that with some mascara and call it a day. Here we have a stack of 6 eyeshadows. These were sets. And it may have come in a set of like 2 and 3. I honestly don't remember what. They're magnetic. The lids are magnetic. So it is nice that they kind of cling to themselves and hold themselves together like that. These are all from Westman Atelier. We have iPods. I'm not sure how I feel about these. So they're brown. And as you can see, it's a bit shiny, but when you put it on, it's not shiny. But the texture, it's almost... Do you see that? I'm not sure if they're supposed to have that texture. I've worn these so infrequently that I'm not sure what the texture is supposed to be like. Here's what it looks like when it's almost new. And it has the little heart shape. You can tell that I've worn the other one. And these came as a set from Christmas, like a few years ago. This actually looks kind of similar to the elephant one. This one I never wear. It's just a nice skin tone. And this gold sparkly one is just brown. She's guarding these. So I have these 3 from About Face. The nice thing is you can see what these are. Sorry, Peppa. The nice thing is you can see what these are without me having to like pick them up. This one I found tucked away. I rarely ever wear it. Out of these, I don't wear this one that often. These I keep stored in my like frequent use drawer that's like on the top of my sink. All of these, I have worn all of these in some way. This I love as an eyeliner. Absolutely love using this as an eyeliner. Again, with the blue, makes a fantastic eyeliner. Even these, like the bronze, the purple, the pink, these make for gorgeous eyeliners if you want to have a really graphic eyeliner look. I rarely do. So do I keep them? I don't know. This I have worn as an eyeliner and as an all over lid color. But I tend to stick to, of course, the natural ones. And then navy it's a pretty neutral color when it comes to eyeliner. And then this with my hair and my eye color. Navy, it's kind of a neutral for me when it comes to eyeliner, almost like blue jeans. And then this is just fantastic. Absolutely love it. This is ancient. This I used to wear by itself, Kosas 10-second eyeshadow. They reformulated this a couple of years ago. The reformulation is horrific. This is the original formula. Do you hear that? You have to shake it. There are little balls inside. You have to shake it. You can put it on and smudge it on, and it stayed. This stayed so well, but I didn't often want to wear like a bronze. So when they reformulated, I got their new formula and a more wearable shade, like a more wearable for me, everyday shade. Hated it. Hated it with a passion. Cleona. So as I said, we have those two. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe these are a late. I'm not even sure if they make these anymore. And I'm certain that one is too. I'm just not going to flip it over. So I need to test those out. As you can see, I love a natural neutral eye. These are also Cleona. So is that. So the Cleona thing was, I was very heavily influenced by Hannah Louise Poston. This was back during her no-buy year or her low-buy year when she was, I think it might have been a low-buy when she started getting, she had mentioned Cleona during her no-buy year, but she started getting PR and she started being able to buy some stuff, and she bought a lot of stuff. And that was when I learned about the stained glass collection, that's what they're called. And I lost my damn mind. I bought them all. This is full. It's full. I bought every single one. They're all individual. And they're all duochrome, which I never wear. But they were so beautiful. And I had never seen anything like it before. This is when I was like, I'm in a house. This was 2 apartments ago. This was maybe 2019, 2020 when I found out about this. Oh no, that sounded really bad. Oh no, I had it upside down. Oh crap. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so as you can see, I am no longer in the bedroom. I am in my bathroom. I look crazy right now. This is the eyeshadow, and this isn't how I would normally wear this kind of an eyeshadow, but this is the eyeshadow that had completely fallen apart. It was called Weathered. It's a really nice olive green, and I wanted to show you just how pigmented these are. So Cleona is a small Canadian woman-owned brand. I think these are all pressed pigments. I don't think these are all glitters. There's a couple that have obvious like chunks of glitter, but these are all, and they're really delicate. And I did not realize that this was upside down. But all of these, the stained glass collection, they're not just duochrome, like they carry duochrome. These are like trichrome at least. So to give you an idea, and now I'm going to change the lighting. And I'm going to change it again by adding, let's go over here. This is a little cooler. Just so you can see like how pigmented, and you can apply these with your fingers. In the crease right here, I used a really loose brush. Like this was not a stiff brush. I just dipped it in, and on this eye, I patted it in, which ended up working better. Over here, I just swiped it, and then I just blended the creases really well. And the color is fantastic. The payoff is amazing. They're just very delicate. And like, I want to be the person. My fantasy self loves these. My fantasy self wears these. My fantasy self sees these and sees like a work of art. My actual self sees the ones that were out on the bed. And let me flip these around. So you can sort of tell these have a mostly clear base. These have a mostly clear base. Like these are a little bit more green. That's a little more of a yellow green. That one down on the bottom is a little more, bit more blue. But these are more like toppers. These are more wearable. When it comes to these are a little less wearable for like an everyday. If you want to be full goth, full glam, if you want to go all out and do a 2016 eye look, here you go. If you want a jewel tone look, could you get any better than that blue, that purple, this like burgundy, this gorgeous burnt burgundy red? These two are gorgeous. This one, I ended up looking it up. It's carving. These two I have loved in the past. And as you can see, the emblem, it's really hard to get that out. The emblem is gone. But this one is, it's like and there's like a bluish, like a pale blue shift to it. It's almost gray with a brown base. But this, and this was one of, carving. This was one of Hannah's favorites. This was also a favorite. Chandelier. Oh, I used to love that one. This one is gorgeous, but has a ton. This is just packed glitter, and it's barely packed. Huge chunks of glitter. This is so reflective. Foiling. Oh, the glitter on that is just phenomenal. This was another one that I absolutely used to love all the time. Grisaille, I think. And I feel like I'm like messing with fate by turning these over to see what the names are. But as you can see, the ones that are a little bit more, the purples, the ones that are a little bit more wearable, a little more everyday, they're worn out. That one I have not. That one is like falling. It's not falling out, but it is. It looks like it's kind of loose. Opulent. This looks like it could be an everyday. Oh, and this, oh man, these are so incredibly soft. This is just gorgeous. And I'll go ahead and show you. I think I'm going to have to declutter this. I don't think there's a way for me to keep this. There's not a way for me to use this, to transport this. I could try to use it over the next week as like an eyeliner, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm working from home. Let me see if I can get a really nice swatch for you. Look at that. It is just gorgeous. And I will swatch it on my hand. That is a single swipe. On camera, it's coming off, at least on the lens that I'm looking at, it looks a little more blue. This is really olive. This has a lot of gold. At this angle, I'm seeing more blue pop out on the screen, but in person, it's almost like a deep, like a mossy gray. It is an absolutely stunning eyeshadow. And it is just not who I am anymore. Okay, I'm back in the living room. So I've got 56 in the big Cliona palette, and I'm going to count off everything else. If it is an individual shadow, like in the Cliona, I'm going to count each one individually. If it is like the duos, the toppers, I'm just going to count that as one because it is, to me, it is one thing. It is one palette. It is one collective thing. So that is one thing. And of course, for the palettes, I'm just going to count those as one. So let's get to counting. 56. 72. 78. 80. 83. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 92. 106. 106. Just here. Okay, don't panic. 12, 14, 39. That is 139. And this is only part one. This is only part one. I am overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I don't really know what to do. Like I have a way to store all of these, right? These were stored. Most of them were away in this like zipper thing, and I didn't see them, so they just sat there. Okay, I apparently need to go and process some stuff and maybe do a quick one over and be real with myself, and maybe I'll pick some and put them in like a purgatory box, and maybe I'll do like a week of liquids, and I'll just have to decide what I want to do. Wow, okay. Part one of the eyes is done, and I'm going to go, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of cat video. Effie, say hi. Pippa, say hi. Tell people that I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to freak out, and I'm not going to panic. But you know what they should do? They should subscribe. They should see whatever video it is that Instagram or that, oh my God, that YouTube, I am losing my mind, that YouTube is recommending. They should see that. And I'm going to go. See you in the next one.